All right, the second example of maybe my favorite music, it's very hard to pick favorites, of course, but these are like mainstays for me, would be the English, ostensibly folk duo, the Incredible String Band, associated with the English psychedelic late 60s scene, but they started in folk clubs in Scotland. It's two guys, Robin Williamson and Mike Herron, and together they made just a series of incredibly beautiful albums, the best of which, in my opinion, is their second album, The 5,000 Spirits, or The Layers of the Onion, which has a beautiful cover by the Beatles' favorite design group for Apple, a Dutch collective known as The Fool. And on the grooves of this album, which I wore out when I bought, are just some of the best songs ever written in a modern pop, I would say not really folk, pop idiom. I mean, they stand up there with the best of the Beatles and the Stones and the Kinks and all of the best songs of that period. Pink Floyd, with Syd Barrett. It's chronic patterns. Oh, swan, let me fly. Bands like the Rolling Stones sought them out to try and get some of the vibe, on their own recordings, their psychedelic records of the time. I rate them very highly as songwriters. The playing is immaculate throughout. The two of them are both virtuoso guitarists. And then they use all sorts of world music instruments way before there ever was even this category of world music. Penny whistles and bowed gimbri and flute and stringed instruments from India and Afghanistan. So together they sound really orchestral, but there's very little in the way of overdubbing on this record. It's produced by Joe Boyd, who was a mainstay of the English scene at that time, who produced Pink Floyd's first single. And Joe was also responsible for Fairport Convention. He had a great taste. Nick Drake, of course, is probably the best known Joe Boyd production. And these things just had a mysterious minstrel soul about them that took me to other worlds when I first heard this as a boy. And I remain endlessly fascinated and enchanted by this album in particular. It doesn't have a bad song on it. It has one killer song after another with real hooks and great playing. There's a whimsical quality about it, but there's a dark quality too. I mean, there's a song on there called My Name is Death, which is just very serious and it hits you right between the eyes. My name is Death, cannot you see? Oh, life must turn. And then there's whimsical songs such as Little Cloud, which is sort of a calypso type song almost, with a sing-along chorus based on Winnie the Pooh. Lying awake late the other night, totally enchanting. There's a childlike sense of wonder emanating off this record. And for me, as an adult child, as Brian Wilson once called himself, I think it's really important to maintain a sense of wonder right to the grave. But this record is rare, precious, and beautiful. Hard to describe. It's a confection spun out of, enchanted gossamer fairy tales almost. Now, for real, tough, cynical people, they may find it a little bit too on the hippie side. But I wouldn't even describe these guys, Incredible String Band, as hippies. They're more bards from a way, pre-hippie or even hipster era. They just seem to be born out of the landscape as wandering minstrels, with a Celtic heritage. And it just really, it's something I keep coming back to, I know that anytime I post a track from this album on Facebook, my 5,000 fans all light up. I get a lot of likes. and the incredible string band. So I know that there's a big, mass groupings of people who adore this band. And, whether or not they'll ever get back together and make any music together remains to be seen. Probably not, but it doesn't matter because this record is a perfect artifact. It has never dated in any way. It's as fresh listening today as it was the day it came out. Yeah. It's good quality, music that will never let you down.
First girl I loved, time has come, I will sing this sad goodbye song. When I was 17, I used to know you